Evening guys, Mark here, Celtic Crossbows. We're going to be looking at some things tonight, such as the new close quarter limb. See how this performs, and is it good for indoor testing? Does it give you a realistic experience with your bow, as if you're using a fully powered limb? So we're going to be fitting this Stinger 2 Survival with a CQ limb. It's got the closed-in riser, so it's a perfect candidate for the CQ limb for a regular indoor use crossbow for testing of bolts. Some of the bolts we'll be testing and putting through their paces are, because people have asked for this, the standard alloy bodkin target nib for using with the sponge targets, the heavyweight target bolts, the heavyweight bodkin, and the sports alloy bodkin. So you're going to have 5 shots with each at the target and see how we're using the 35 pound CQ limb, how they group, how they perform. Now this is going to be interesting. The first round of shots we're going to do using the open sights on the Survival. Afterwards we're going to swap it out and fit the scope and shoot from a field target position, or possibly still using a standard holding a stand position to test things out. For groupage, we do have my brand new Steambow target, so perfect for the CQ limb for testing, and it won't be chewed up using the broader heads. So it'll be something. This is going to be quite a long test, I think, so settle down, enjoy, and we're going to see where we go from. I think we're going to be a lot of edits on this. Because time we reload every shot individually with the single shot crossbow and film 5, 10, 15, 20 shots with the open sights and another 20 shots with the scope. I think it's going to leave a lot of time on a video. We're going to be going in over half an hour, so I think the easiest thing to do is take some of the shots, show some of the shots being fired and the results, and see where we go from there. Right, okay then guys, we're on target now. First up, you're going 5 shots with the basic field tips to give us our starting point of where to shoot at. Right then, first of 5, here we go with the standard magazine. Okay. Standard sights, I should have said. I can see me now with the side picture. With this, you got to get your face right down into the cheek piece to get that rear sight up so it's in line with the front. So now I can get my eye in with these sights. First I used them. Yeah. You guys just seen that. We're only slightly downhill. We're going to put a safety catch on. We're going to bend that finger a bit. Because our finger is not holding the bolt as much as I would like. Okay, let's go and have a look. Okay, so we've done some running repairs, guys. Our finger, I've rebent and reprofiled this. It wasn't holding the bolts at all, so it was pointing slightly downhill. You know, at the 10 metre range, the bolts are sliding out. And I brought up the rear sight by a significant amount, about half the length, and travelled the blade. Because even at 10 metres, she use it in, let's see, 6, 12, 14 inches low, using the open sight. So let's see now and see what happens with these sights. We're going to take the first 5 shots again to give it as a sporting chance with these sights. Okay, side picture. My face is not down so low on the cheek. I go for the centre spot. So I took the sight blade up halfway up the frame on the rear, and she's come up by about 6 inches. Centre spot again. I'm aiming at 6 o'clock on the centre bull. Is a 9 bull spread. I'm aiming at 6 o'clock on a centre bull. So it's a walking spread. We're bringing the sights in as we're going. Here's our picture. It is quite tricky to get a good group with these sights. Because the sighting plane is so short. Okay, let's go and have a look. Okay, so here's our first spread. You can see it's a brand new target, no other impacts in there. This was our first group of shots, was actually hitting down on the floor here and skating in into hitting beer on the board. Change of sights. So I'm now aiming here, and this is tend to be around about 6 o'clock is what I'm getting. These were the first 2 as I bring our sight picture in. Okay, the next up then, I'm going to use 5 of the custom bolts, the lightweight bodkin, to see where they go on target. I'm going to keep up and down swapping the bolts. So we go 5 of the pink, and we're going to see now how the pink perform. Okay then, here we go. Like I said, the open sights group at 10 metres would spread out a lot more at 25-30 metres. Our safety is off. Give a good sight picture. I think the sights need to be a little bit higher, the open sights, because I'm really ramming my face down into the stock to get a consistent picture. But as they say, it's a survival bow. They're emergency sights. The sights to be used in an emergency. So let's have a look now, see how those 5 went. Not switching the camera off this time. We're just going to run straight down and have a quick look to see how the shots turned out. Now you can see all filmed in one go. Right, okay, as you can see now, group's getting slightly better with practice with the open sights. Every time we group in, so you can see the group is coming in at 5 o'clock. more so. Okay, so we're going to try the 5 silver arrows now and see where we go from there. Like I say, you can't beat a nice bit of experimental archaeology to see where we go. Actually, I don't think we need to simulate with the five bodkins now. I think we'll go with the 5 carbon fibre bodkins, heavyweight bodkins, and see how these behave. So switch off a second while I check these out. Okay, so we're going to go up with now the 5 heavyweight carbon fibre, see how they go. She's behaving much better since I've adjusted the finger on the front. She's holding the bolts out like she's supposed to. Sights are come up a little bit. And let's see what we get. I prefer a little bit of a hole under as opposed to hold over or shooting straight at the target, because with your target covered, you're masking your aiming point. Now surprisingly, that one dropped out 2 inches low. Again, I think this is down to the open sights, because the sighting rate is so short. You have to be so incredibly consistent. With the open sights, okay, I can see a lovely pattern forming, a walking pattern again as I'm walking it up the board to get my sighting point. These do drop. Okay, this is a really good picture. You can see now where the heavyweight bodkins are dropping as opposed to the standard lightweight bodkins. Let's go and have a look again to see the difference. And you can see where I've used the same sighting point and I've had to bring the point of impact up. So here we go. You can see where the first one's hit low. These are the heavyweight bodkins here. So they hit low and I've had to walk them up the target. So I start off aiming here and I've got to come up to here. So they drop in 6 inches lower at least. So from aiming here to there, as opposed to the lightweight bolts. So the lightweight bolts, that's the purple. And so the purple is the standard lightweight bodkin, sport bodkin. The blue is the standard target bolts. Whereas the heavyweights, the chrome tips, you can see are dropping much lower than the others. So we're going to try now the heavyweight target tips and see how they perform on target as well. Okay, here we are with the heavyweight targets now. 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A series form, stick them in the back pocket. For single shot crossbows, back pocket is still the best. What God invented your back pocket for. Okay, first bolt in. Okay, number 4. Yeah, you see this now. He's performed virtually identical to the heavyweight bodkins. A really good bolt for working with.
Okay, let's go have a look. So it's the last one then. That was the last shot with the open sight. So we're going to fit the scope and come back at it again. And we're going to see then what's going on. Okay, so here we are. So the carbon fibres now are these ones down here. And the light gloss black here, here and here are the heavyweight target tips. So they group in virtually the same at 6 o'clock, so everything's grouped in 6 o'clock low, but at 10 metres that's a large spread for open sights. Survival between there and there, that could be the difference between hitting a rabbit or missing altogether. There's a difference between a clean kill and an injury. So that's something to watch out for.
And so we're going to come back over now, reset, retrieve our bolts, fit our scope and see where we go. Right, we reverted to a single spot now from a 5 spot. We got the scope on, it's not zeroed in, so we're going to have 5 quick shots now with the blue bodkins to find our point of aim. So I can tell you straight away, she's hitting bang on 6 o'clock. We just need to raise her up, I think. So we have a second shot. Go 3. You move your sights on your averages. Don't take one shot and move your sights. Take a series of shots. Then move your sights based on your average. Okay. As I'll go 5 shot spread and see, because it's only snap shooting, to get our point of impact. Okay, so looking in here, so we're perfectly true. There we are, look, exactly level, so our height adjustment is right, or consistency is right, but she's coming 6 inches low. And the spread, I say the middle of the spread is here. So at about 7 o'clock on the target, so we need to come up and to the right on the sights to bring us back on bully. Can't beat a better bully. Right then, so let's just adjust our sights. Okay then guys, we're back on the 5 spot, sorry, the 9 spot. I had 20 shots-ish, zeroing the scope in. So we're going to work top left to bottom right, 5 shots at each spot to see where she's grouping with the scope. Now I couldn't do this with the open sights. Interesting. Show the results in a minute. Okay, so that's 5 now with the bodkins, the blue bodkins. Okay, we are about 40 shots now out of this bow. Time to get the string, the rail, a bit of a loop. And we have the next 5 shots now with the target bodkins or target point heavyweight. So let's see how these fly now compared to the lightweight target. Right, the grouping is fantastic. Really good grouping compared to the lightweights. It is what I said it would be. They are dropping much lower with the 5 shots with the heavyweight bodkin. I want to bring the sights up, but you will still see how much improved the sighting is. Okay, we got the 5 now with a heavyweight field tip bodkin, the 228 grain. And we're going for the top right hand target. And because of the extra weight of these, I'm aiming over 12 o'clock. I have an excellent group coming. I like this. As the 3rd shot I release early. I should have lowered the bow, took another breath. Okay, last shot with a heavy bodkin. Okay, add a flyer. Can't explain that one. The last 5 shots, we're going to use the silver bodkins because one of the flights stripped out of the pink. Okay, we're going to go for centre bull, aiming low. Because I'm after, the group is what I want. I snatched that shot, that was my fault. Low and right. These figures might count for nothing though, because when using a heavyweight limb all these figures will change. Okay, let's go have a look. Now switching the camera off, taking you straight down, and there's some really interesting results which you'll see yourself now. Significantly between the lightweight and the heavyweight bodkins. Okay, let's have a look here. Our first group, the lightweights. As you can see, I was aiming here and I started aiming down here, so I aimed a little bit higher to bring it up. There's quite a large spread. This is the heavyweight bodkins. Look at that difference in our group. That is a fantastic group, really tight. And this is where I change my sight picture. So this is the heavyweight target tip. This is the heavyweight bodkin. Again, great group. This one's a flyer. I don't know what happened with this one here, but it kind of done his own thing. And here we are again with the lightweights. Look, there's quite a large spread. The same as with the other lightweights, it's a large spread. So I can honestly say the lightweights, the open rail is not a particularly good bolt for the open rail. For the open rail on survival, heavier bolts are much better. Okay, let's go back and have a chat. Okay, what we discovered? Well, we discovered that even with top of the line professionally made bolts, that they do sometimes come apart. It happens. This is a brand new Steambow bolt, the vein's fallen off it. Mass production, it happens. It's life, get used to it. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the other shots now. So let's see what we got. Okay, so these are the lightweight bolts. We've got a current angle, as you can see better on the camera. Quite a large spread, as you can see. This is only 10 meters. The heavyweight bolts, however, fantastic group. This one was me. I snatched the trigger on that one. I felt myself do it. You can go back in the video, you can see it. So this is the heavyweight match. Much better group than the lightweight practice. But again, these are what it says on the tin. These are practice bolts. These are for you to get used to using your equipment, practice with it, practice your trigger technique, sighting technique. It doesn't really matter where it hits downrange. Heavyweight bodkin again here. This was a flyer. Could have been me to take it out. That's these ones. Again, you can see the group. No other holes in the mat. This is a brand new mat. So that's the group. Really good group. Again, like I said, I've only literally just put the scope on the crossbow, so I have to get used to using it and dial it in to be accurate. On these ones, I'm aiming centre bull. I'm hitting here. On these ones, I'm aiming top of bull. I'm hitting here about 6 inches low. Now these ones, these are the sports bolts. I want to try these in the magazine because I want to see how they behave in a magazine. So I might do a quick one now for you guys with a magazine. Okay then folks, just getting out my AR6. We're going to give it a test now with the other bolts in the magazine. Okay then folks, here we are, completely different configuration. You know, with my Stinger 2 custom tuning trigger, Magnum limb. And we're going to see how she performs as opposed to the others. So 5-minute stack. We're going for the centre bull. Wow, here's the difference between this and the 35-pound limb. Much heavier trigger. I don't like these sights at all, the posts. I much prefer the 5-shot sights on the aluminium magazine. One shot left then. I said, these sights, don't like them, hate them. Hate them, much prefer the sights on the metal magazine. Okay, so let's have a look at the target now. Okay, look at our group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, one at the top. Now this is using the same bolt from a higher poundage limb. The group, as you can see, is totally different. The group is completely transformed using the 120 limb and the enclosed magazine to give it better stability in the barrel. So if you're not happy with the groups, try them in a different configuration like this and you will see your bolt performance will transform. Okay, so the difference in the performance on the 120 limb to the 35. Look, for a start, your bodkins there are really sunk all the way through. If you look on the rear, they are all the way through. I know this because I just caught it up and stuck my hand right on it and that hurt like a bitch. In fact, it's bleeding now. But look at the group. Look how tight that group is. And that's with the open sights on the plastic magazine, which I just said I'm not a fan of. But look at the group I got. Ignore that fly, that was the first shot. That, compared to even using the scope with the low power limb, shows the difference of having the extra energy through the flight. It gives you a much truer direct line of flight. Okay, so here we are. I just literally just touching the back of the bolts, like you see, and it's deep enough to give a nice scratch, and she's bleeding. So penetration through that incredibly dense foam against skin, no opposition at all. If it was somebody in a thick leather jacket or something like that for home defence, the heavyweight bodkins, get a pack. They are fantastic. In fact, that's not even the heavyweight bodkins. That's the lightweight bodkins, which shouldn't be used with the 120 limb. But I just did. You know, pull them out now, have a look and see if they bent or damaged or anything. Okay, so here's our bodkins in here now. I can't push them through by my hand because I'm not stupid enough to. So I don't want to drive them through with a hammer, so I'm going to use the base of my arrow rest and just press them back through with the base of my arrow jig, like so. There you go. Nicely does it. And that's how now. See how our flights have come out. See what's damaged on the flights. Again, 1, 2, 3-ish. Come on, you bastard. 4, 5. So let's have a look at our flights here now. A little bit of maintenance required on here, but the shaft is straight. That one's good, no maintenance required on there. A little bit of foam collect on it, no maintenance required. No required on there. So, the 5 bolts, the lightweight alloys. That one just wants a little tiny blob of glue on the front of that flight. And the other pink one repaired. So they will come up tickety boo. So what have we discovered then, guys? Right. If the bolt is not performing with a 35 pound limb or lower poundage limb, or with the open rail, Try it with a magazine on. Try it with a higher poundage, as we just discovered with these bolts, with 90 pounds more of force behind them, and from a magazine, with the weight of the bolts on top of the finger to stabilise them in the rail, which is the important thing. They've been stabilised in the rail, so you've got a good weight on top holding the bolts in position. You get much better consistency than even when we're using a scope. So I think if I performed this test again with a scope on the AR6, it would be an even better result. Which goes back, if you see my video guys on survival crossbows, I said the Steambow Compact was in much better need of a heavyweight, longer bolt. So what have we discovered then, guys, with the Compact? The 3 lightweight bolts all had quite a large spread using a low power limb. Grouping was greatly improved with the heavyweight bolts. And it goes back to what I said all along, that with 250, 300 grain bolts, such as my long range bolts, you have even better accuracy from the Steambow Survival. So if you're getting bolts for your Steambow Survival, use heavyweight bolts. Even if you're using the low power limbs, you get much better accuracy and consistency with the heavyweight bolts, as my video just showed. Using the same bolts in a closed-in riser, with a finger pressing down on top, the full length of the bolt holding it stable in the barrel, increases the accuracy yet again. So heavyweight bolts, long range bolts such as my Hornet, around 250 grain, behaves much better than the standard practice bolt, standard bodkin. The 228 grain, 227 grain heavyweight bolts are better again, and the tungsten tip carbon are even better again. I think we'll do another video, because my battery's about a day, on the heavyweight long range bolts on another day from the Steambow Survival. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the hell out of the video, click like on the petition, and if you love me, hit the thumbs up button and buy me a coffee or something. Cheers, guys. Thanks. Bye bye.